Good afternoon, everybody. The purpose of this clip is to reassure all of you out there that most problems in life are something that are manageable, fixable, that are not really a big deal, period. Not a big deal. What, money problems? Money shmoney. You got money problems, go cry to yourself. No one else wants to hear it.
I remember the day Coach Tony approached me. It was in the gym during PE. He asked me if I wanted to join his fucking wrestling team. Yeah, right. That's what I want to do. Join your fucking wrestling team. Go to school after school.
On October 12th, 2018, Decrepit Birth, my metal band, was on tour, and that was the second day of our tour. We were out for 32 days. That was day 2. I ended up jumping off the stage just to engage with the crowd a little bit. Not a stage dive, just jumped off and hit a wet spot on the floor, went down, did an extreme hipper, like skating, like an extreme hipper. Ended up, I had shattered my femur and hip. The ball of the femur was still intact, but the neck, the femur neck, and the top half of the femur was in pieces. Yeah, it was painful. It was a big ordeal. I ended up having to have surgery, and they put a rod going from my hip down to my knee, and then into the ball of the femur or the hip, they put a pin that goes from the outside of the hip into the ball. That was my new femur and hip, minus the ball, which was still intact. Anyway, the doctors told me I would not walk for 8 months, and that at 8 months I would be on a cane. Up until then, I would have to be either on a walker or crutches. And I wouldn't run for 18 months. I definitely would not be surfing for a year to 18 months. And I had just before tour started, scored 2 of the best sessions I've ever scored at Keyhole, and one of the best sessions I've ever scored at Monkey Hole. Unbelievable. Both this one swell. Insane. That was in the end of September. And then the next week, first week of October, I scored the second, where Keyhole was firing. It was unbelievable. The wind was wrong for Monkey Hole, or it would have been just as good. But anyway, no surfing for a year to a year and a half. I just started tour, and right off of 2 of the sickest south swells that we had in a long time. And I was raring to go. I was just waiting to get back. And it would have been south swell, west swell season when I got back. Mostly west swells going into pre-winter. MCLs would have just been turning on, and I was like, hell no, I can't miss a whole nother season. The year before, I had missed 5 weeks due to tearing my MCL, which is how I ended up naming the place MCLs. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. So I was staying at my sister's, where I could actually deal with life. It would have been really difficult to be at a camp or even in my van, needing to get to a toilet or anything. It's like the mobility I had was excruciating. I could hardly move. So yeah, I was at my sister's. She had Wi-Fi. So I used my laptop and I researched broken femurs, injuries, and I found 2 videos that I used for huge inspiration, for motivating me to get to my gym and rehabbing myself ASAP. One was a professional Canadian hockey player who shattered his femur and was 1 year of rehab before he was back practicing with his team, not playing yet. That next season he had to sit out, but he was there at practice. And the other video was a 12-year-old little girl, ballerina. Both of these are athletes. You can laugh at me all you want. A ballerina, fucking athletes. 12-year-old girl. Her video was really inspiring because she did what I was trying to do with my clips. Hers was very spot on. Mine, it was the first time I ever tried doing this. It was 2018. I was not comfortable talking to the camera. I had to do it in public at the gym. At one point, the management of the gym confiscated my camera and deleted everything on the memory card. They deleted it all because they said it was illegal that I brought my camera into the gym. So I took ideas from both of those videos, from the exercises they were doing to recondition themselves in their rehab. And I used that in my own physical therapy that I was putting together myself, my own program. At that time, I also learned, because of Wi-Fi, who Jamie O'Brien was, Ben Gravy, Beefs TV, all these things. And it was like watching that just drove me crazy, watching these guys at the wedge just ripping on skimboards and boogies and surfing. At that point, what I learned about Jamie O'Brien, it was the Who is J.O.B. clips. Just watching the antics of what they were doing, entertainment, but still that was such an inspiration to me get myself back in the water and not lay stagnant, feeling sorry for myself, which I wouldn't do anyway. Fuck that shit. Feel sorry for myself. It's like, no, I got to get off my ass and fix this. So by the time I was at my sister's for like 2.5 weeks, I was going crazy. I needed to do something physical. As an athlete, I was like, I can't just sit here looking at videos online all day. And I decided, with my van being an automatic and my right leg was fine, I could drive myself to the gym. And I would wait till 8 o'clock every night for the ladies' dance, aerobic, and yoga room to open up to the public for the day. All the instructors at that point were gone, and for the rest of the night till the next morning, I had that room to use, and I could just focus on doing my routine. Man, you talk about like hating the gym, but I could not wait to get there and do something. Amazing, the endorphins. So anyway, like I said, I'm missing a lot of my videos of my instruction, so I would have to explain a lot of this without the videos, just because of the management taking my camera from me and erasing everything on it, which really bummed me out. There was a lot of good surf pictures that I lost. Really good. So some of the first exercises I was able to do, I had to do on the wood floor at the gym with no shoe on, just a sock, because I had to slide like you see in a couple of the first clips that I show you. I'm doing the same exercises, but I could use my shoes, and the rubber created tension, which was fine at that point, but I could have no tension on it at first. So the sock allowed my foot to slide along the wood floor freely. And it was effort to do this. I did not have the ability yet to use any of the small free weights, able to control my, the core. I couldn't use my core to even control the lifting of everything, with the little 2-pound weight or a 5-pound weight. I couldn't do it. It was like my leg did not have the coordination. It was still way too weak. So I had to buy these rubber bands. They were like loops that I could loop around my foot or whatever. I had to loop it around one foot and then my other leg, and ended up doing a lot of these exercises that you would see women do with rubber bands, the workout bands, in the yoga room. And, dudes were looking at me like, look at this guy. And I was like, they have no idea. Yeah, I got my crutches with me, but they don't know what I'm doing. All they're seeing is a guy doing like women's workout, but it's like, fuck them all. I knew what I was doing. There were some real athletes that were at the gym at night, not there in the day, when people see them looking in the mirrors at each other and flexing, actually there when it was less crowded working. And a lot of these guys, after like watching me for 6 months, they knew what was up. They knew I was doing my physical therapy. But yeah, the rubber band workouts that I was doing, that would have you could laugh if I had them, but that was some of the footage that also got erased, as well as the footage of me on the machines where I would do leg extensions, where you sit and you put your ankles, the bottom of my fingers here, a round pad where you push like this. So from the knee to the foot, the whole shin is going up, and it strengthens your quads, because my knees and my quads, my knees were weak because the muscles where the quads join, and then the quads going all the way to the hips. The whole quads were so feeble at that point. I would do like leg presses, which are kind of like sit down squats, where you push, you sit there and you with your feet on a platform, you push up. These are all machines where you would put a pin in the weights And I started out so low. It was almost with no weights at all. Some with no weights at all. That was just the one plate that's connected to the bar. So it'd be like 10 pounds. And slowly work myself up to using whatever I could use. And by 6 months, I was pushing full stacks, depending on which machine I was using. Anyway, if I'm not mistaken, the first videos that I have up here was probably about a month and a half to 2 months in of me doing my physical therapy. God, I wish they wouldn't have deleted my camera. I can't believe they did that. These guys hated me at the gym. They hated me. I don't understand why, but, you know, look at me, I guess. And they're all a bunch of yuppie gym dudes. I don't get it. I never got it. But anyway, they were never happy with me when I'd show up. So by the end of my physical therapy, I wasn't even bringing the camera in with me because I was in the normal weight room. And even though 24 hours a day, the gym was open. So it was all hours of the, you know, late night, early mornings. There were still guys in there training in the main weight room. I felt stupid having a camera filming me. By then I was up to, man, doing my squats. You know, it's probably 6 to 8 months in, I was already back up to doing the Olympic bar with one plate. So I guess 3 times 45, whatever that is, whatever. But the bar's 45 and a plate on each side. But anyway, that's where I peaked out, was at that. And yeah, finally just got to where I was back surfing so regularly. And I was like, fuck this, you know, I'm done, I'm back. I hate the gym. I didn't need to be at the gym. I was surfing and biking and working and hiking and all that stuff. So anyway, everybody, you can do this. You don't need to listen to your doctor tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Listen to me, pay me, pay me, pay me. Bullshit. You have an injury. That injury is not a part of your body. It's not your friend. The injury is your enemy. Beat the fuck out of that injury. Get it out of your system. Get rid of it. You don't want it. Don't let it beat you.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. Fuck you.
All right, I'm going to end this segment about my broken femur and my recovery right here. And the next couple videos, clips, edits, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to start including the material, the content that I took with my original, what was it? It was a Sony camera. I'm going to try to keep these not so long like a lot of my episodes, because it's just they get mundane and boring. And I'd rather try to keep your interest in this, because to me this was serious. When I decided to do this back in 2018, I was really serious about trying to motivate people and give them the confidence boost to like not let their injuries get one over on them. There's no reason for that. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep these not so long and mundane so that I can keep your interest peaked, I'm hoping, because my point with this is really to be inspirational and to motivate people. You don't want to live with an injury, so why live with an injury? Why not use that injury as a way to push yourself, to be pumped on things, you know, instead of like, wah. And so many people go to that wham mode so often in life. Yeah, whatever. The average person's just a fucking pussy, I guess. But you don't need to be.